Street Nasheed right here in Los Angeles, making it do what it do, man. Y'all check out Black Authentic Truth. Get some real good game on YouTube. Black Authentic Truth, man. Check it out, man. Real good information.
Now, if you don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is, you can go up and read up on it. But basically, Stockholm Syndrome was when a bank was robbed and they took hostages for a number of days. And while these people were hostages, they started to have feelings for the bank robbers. And after the whole ordeal was over, the people who were the hostages by the captives tried to get in touch with these captors and also have relationships with these captors. And a lot of people was looking at it like, what is wrong with these people? What is the issue with them? Why would they want to, get to know or talk to the people who had them hostage? Now, Stockholm Syndrome is a diagnosis. It's not a medical diagnosis, but experts also say that Black people have Stockholm Syndrome since Black people were captives. Black people for hundreds of years were the property of white slave masters. And Stockholm Syndrome also is a coping mechanism. It is something that you do in order to protect yourself because you fear for your life. So you will start to look at your oppressor or the person who has you captive. You will start to look at them in a different light when they show you some type of kindness, when they do something that makes you feel like maybe it's not all that bad. Maybe my oppressor, my slave master, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe, I'm in a good position. I should appreciate the position I'm in. And it's the same thing that they say domestic violence victims suffer from, where you see that they will protect the person who is abusing them. You see this all the time when people try to intervene. The domestic violence victim will fight off the people and protect the person who is holding them captive, or in this case, in a relationship, who is putting hands on them. They'll protect them. They'll act like there's nothing wrong. And at the absence of them being abused, they'll think that that is love. So for instance, for something that they probably would have gotten abused for, when the abuser doesn't do it, they will feel like that's an actual form of love. That's the same thing that happened with Black people on the plantation, where Black people on the plantation basically thought, like, if I drop these eggs and I know I'm going to get whipped, but he doesn't whip me this time, that would be like a form of them showing love or inviting you to the dinner table to eat, when in all the time you actually eat in the slave shack. So because you have things like this that will happen in that type of relationship, they call that Stockholm Syndrome, because now they start to feel a certain kind of love for the people who oppress them. Now I'm talking about Black people. When it comes to people like me, when it comes to the people in the Black community that speak on certain issues, that speak on history, that talk about slavery, that talk about oppression that happens now, police brutality, anything that may upset white America, white people, anything that might make white folk feel uncomfortable, these Black people that have Stockholm Syndrome become like guard dogs, and their first response is to fight you. So whether it's the conscious community, brothers that speak in truth, the Israelites, whoever it is, your first response as a Black person with Stockholm Syndrome is to protect what you hold dear the most. And so you want to protect, you want to be a guard dog for white supremacy and ideas. You are a Black person that does not want white people to feel uncomfortable, to want them to feel challenged or any kind of weird, awkward way because somebody is speaking the truth about their history or about how Black people in present day are treated. And so you get hot behind the ears. You're so embarrassed, and you're embarrassed for white folks. Like, you're embarrassed because you know that these things are true, but your reaction is to protect rather than try to understand. So you're going to try to protect, you're going to downplay your brothers and sisters, you're going to argue with them, you're going to fight with them, you're going to go back and forth with them in defense of those European standards. You are going to defend at all cost. You say some things and they are trying to, find a way to destroy or dismantle what you are saying, even though it is the truth. These black people have Stockholm syndrome. These black people are in defense of the people who oppress them. They are not trying to, analyze, break down, understand anything if it makes white America feel uncomfortable. So once again, let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.